So, peace. Peace. Do you know, you get the feeling sometimes in these high holy days, what are called the high holy days, that suddenly everything gets intensified and magnified, and you feel so peaceful you could just float on the air, right? When the exact opposite is usually the case. There's more to do, more to think of, more social engagements, more Christmas movies to watch, more, layers of more, and more. And that can be quite stressful, especially when we have the belief as children that it's supposed to be different. And if I'm not feeling at peace, if I'm not getting that intense feeling of peace, then I feel guilty. And if I feel guilty, that's anything but peaceful. So I want to share some things that I have learned over the years about peace. About peace. There are components of peace, 3 main ones that I identify for myself. And the first component is acceptance. Accept what is. Because what is what is. And people are going to be who they're going to be. So you go to your family reunion and oh gosh, there's Uncle Ned. Oh, he always spikes the punch too much. And then he wants to argue politics, or he wants to argue why I'm in unity and going to hell because I don't believe like him. Every Christmas, without fail, there's an Uncle Ned. What am I going to do about that? Do I avoid Uncle Ned? Do I talk to Uncle Ned? How do I handle Uncle Ned? Well, it starts with acceptance. You already know what he's going to say and be and do, so why resist? Say hello, move on. Okay, acceptance is number 1. The second aspect of peace is connecting. Connecting with nature, connecting with one another. Connection. When I feel connected, I'm not worried about what you think about me. I'm not self-conscious. I'm not trying to be correct. I'm not trying to be good in anybody's eyes. I am connected. I am connected to my environment. I'm connected to my source, which is the Christ presence within. And there are many names for that. When I'm connected, you can be delightful, or you can be crotchety and mean. I won't be affected because I will see past that to who you truly are. And I might give you some feedback, and I've got guidelines for that a little bit later on. I might give you some feedback. If I do, it will be from this place of connectedness. And then the third aspect of peace, let me make sure I get this right. A good one. Satisfaction. Be satisfied with what you have and where you are. Someone wisely said, when you want what you have, you'll have what you want. That's profound, isn't it? What is? This is your moment. Look for good in it. Look for good. There's a lot I want to say, so I'm checking my notes. This is an old statistic, but I bet it may even be greater than this. Let's say what disturbs you is that you really get angry with Uncle Ned. or you've had a long-standing riff with your sibling, maybe a parent even. And Christmas is really, really tough because you know you're going to get together and you get triggered. How do you handle that? How do you handle that? 70% of people in our society repress anger. The best way to deal with anger is just not have it. Ha! That's not the way humans are wired usually, because we have values. And we expect people that we know, especially in our family, our friends, to have the same values. So if a value gets violated, whew, fireworks. How could you? Then comes the judgment, and then comes all of the other stuff that disturbs. Anger is a disturbance in the harmony and equilibrium of the universe. And 70% of the people just sweep it under the rug. And let me tell you, when I was a kid, I used to shove everything under my bed. I mean, shoes, clothes, toys, books, and then I had a big bedspread that covered it all up. And then I could go out and play. But when I really had to clean my room, get the broom, and I'd find all kinds of missing stuff. It was amazing. Don't sweep it under the rug. If it's up, the divine presence within you has everything you need in order to deal with it. 70% repress. 20% act aggressively and destructively, throwing temper tantrums, or you use your imagination. When they get really angry, it's Mount Vesuvius erupting. And then only 10% of people deal with that discomfort in a constructive way. So what is a constructive way? Well, number one, it's not about anybody else. It's your experience, it's your anger, and you have to own it. You own it. When we're dealing with sensitive stuff, we have to have the courage to confront people compassionately and have honest conversations. Honest. And Unity took a course on conscious conversations. So I remember the first time Phil and I had a conscious conversation. We were sitting on the couch, and I turned to him and I said, "Could we have a conscious conversation?" And he goes, "What's that?" And I said, "That's when we self-reflect and listen to the words we're choosing and the tone in which we're speaking, and I give you my needs and you tell me yours, and we cooperate and come up with a workable way going forward around a situation." And he goes, "Wow, I don't think I've had a conscious conversation my entire life." Most people don't. Most people don't. If you need to talk to somebody, it's an opportunity for healing. Just know that. It's an opportunity for healing. And I would encourage you to do what our chaplains do. They breathe and go to their heart space. Do that first. And then think of the person that you want to talk with, and think of something good about them. Something that you truly appreciate. And that will let some of the energy of the anger dissipate. Approach them and say, "Could we have a few moments? I've got something troubling me and I need your help." More than likely they will say yes. If they don't, shake the dust from your feet and move on. But try. And if they say yes, then say something nice to them. Ask them, so how are you doing? And this is not placating. How are you doing? This is information you want to know. Well, I'm stressed as all get out today. You know, my flight got laid over, and then I had this, and then I had that, and all I had to eat was bologna, and I hate bologna. You know, whatever it is, listen to them sincerely. And then say, well, how I'm feeling today is I'm a little disturbed. I'm a little hurt. And I want to use I statements, always I statements. I would like to ask you, when you are giving me feedback, which I do appreciate, when you're giving me feedback, if your tone could be just a little softer. I need that. I need that. Can we do that together? And what can I do for you? What can I do for you? And you come together in this connectedness, knowing that nobody is a villain here. Nobody is a villain. So those are just some pointers in dealing with anger and trying to heal it in this holiday season. And what is the benefit? You'll have better self-esteem for doing it. You'll have better health for doing it. We all know anger is one of the most debilitating energies for our health. Number 1, heart disease. Number 2, cancer. Manifestations of anger. And any anger, any negativity that we hold in our energy field for too long is going to show up in some way in the outer. So Christmas is all about the birth of our spiritual awareness. And I invite us all to do the work to get the most out of this. And I want to say one more thing about connectedness. It's really hard for some people. Being an introvert is a real thing. It really is. And I know you're going to argue with me, but I am an introvert. I am. I tested from, on a scale of 1 to 10, a 9. A 9. I've learned extroverted skills, but I am an introvert. And some people live alone, and they're lonely at Christmas. At a time they should be celebrating, and they feel very alone. Or maybe they're grieving the loss of a loved one. And that's always difficult around the holidays, especially if they made their transition around the holidays. So that's why it's important to ask each other, how are you doing? How are you doing? And know that God is your source of peace, not Uncle Ned. You can't expect Uncle Ned to change so that you won't be riled up. Maybe if you're in the presence of Uncle Ned, you can just silently say to yourself, the presence of God is my peace. The presence of God is my peace. And nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul. And the benefit of that is I'm free to go wherever I want to go, be with whoever I want to be, because nobody can disturb the calm peace of my soul, period. That's tremendous freedom. Tremendous freedom. So maybe at the end of the holiday season, you won't be doubling up on your therapy appointments. You won't be consulting your credit counselor and asking for a new payment schedule. You won't be anything but at peace, full of love and joy. Peace be unto you.